AM 560. The Answer.
And the worst thing about a loser, a scumbag, a moron, a thief, all Democrats and 80% of Republicans, is they're under the impression their advice is valuable. Like this beady-eyed bastard, Senator Loser Cassidy.
But you don't pout. You don't whine. You don't claim the election was stolen. You don't find a reason why.
Now, here are the morons in the back. Screw you two scumbags. I don't give a rip if you ever vote the way I vote again in the history of the world. If you can't recognize the most obvious election theft in American history, it doesn't matter to me. All that matters to me is that the people who perpetrated the most obvious election theft in American history all go to frickin' jail.
Well, there's a ton of evidence that the election was rigged. That's not something the DOJ needs to tell you about. There's been evidence about that for many, many years.
Since the night they stole the election, since the days after, right up until today, they stole the election.
Can tell you is that we have multiple investigations going on in Arizona, in Georgia, in Fulton County, Georgia, and that's exactly what we're looking at. By the way, this is very difficult because they're very good. They're very good at hiding up misconduct and hiding what they're doing, and so that's why we're very.
So start with Reid Hoffman, the pedophile fat bastard who looks like Jell-O in a baggie. Big beanbag Reid Hoffman, who financed all the scum lawyers with the similar physiques like that Ellis fat slob. Go after all the cohorts who put together and worked in conjunction with the CIA, American CIA, to hire and lie about the Venezuelan companies that perpetrated the crimes, along with the other scum Democrats.
Very focused on finding out whether the right people voted, whether people who were supposed to vote voted, whether there was one vote cast per voter, and that's what we're doing in multiple states. And
what that is, Squirrel, is it's a nod to the scumbags who rigged the software, because they rigged the software in a very smart way. Just a vote for that soiled pants diaper wearing thief, Joe Biden, it would equal 1.3, and a vote for Trump would equal 0.7. Making it a 2-to-1 to even have to even remotely have a chance. And that was just the software. Then you look at the sloth-eating donut connoisseurs like those two fat slobs in Georgia who are driving around in Rudy Giuliani's Mercedes and stanking it up. Well, you times them by 50,000, and we didn't even reach California.
And I expect, and again, people, you'll say to me, how long has it taken? Why is it taking so long? And the reality, the answer to that is because it takes a lot of work to uncover what happened in 2020. It takes a lot of old, good old-fashioned law enforcement police work, which is what we're doing. And we have great prosecutors working on it as well. And I expect that,
Now, are you sure you got rid of all of the Comey prosecutors? Because the way that this happened is the head of the FBI, the head of the CIA, Barack Hussein side saddle. I say that, Squirrel, because, back in the old days, the people who like to sleep with men, they rode the horse side saddle. Side saddle Barack Obama worked in conjunction to steal the election. That's why this Comey interview on Sunday, it's more important than you think.
Not looked at from the top level. The people running it, if you're bragging about forcing out career prosecutors and agents because the president doesn't like a lawful investigation they conducted, something is seriously broken at the top.
Are you just talking to the people that don't know your dimwit daughter was one of these prosecutors you speak of?
My daughter was a superstar prosecutor in the Southern District of New York and was fired only because she has my last name.
She was fired because she's probably a traitor, just like her father. She was fired because you got her the job she would have never gotten on her own. And she was fired because she politically persecuted her opponents, just like her father protected them. Scum. Ugh. JJ Kingston.
Well, hello, Mr. Thompson.
Hi, JJ.
Sean, we love you. You are just an incredible man. Your energy is just 100% spot on.
JJ, I'm just trying to pick a fight, baby.
Tomorrow, I'm going to be at Gobert's.
Oh, good. Well, listen, you make sure you come up because I'm going to be doing the show early. Get there early.
Sean, I want to give you a half a dozen declarations to hand out if you want.
Oh, well,
You are the man with the Declaration and a cigar in your hand. And
Thank
if you want, I will give those to you if you want.
Well, I'm more interested in shaking your hand. That's very magnanimous. I look forward to tomorrow. Thank you, brother.
And Sean, the signature print with all the signatures that you signed years ago, there's 13 more new ones on there. I got to show you.
All right, fantastic.
I got to show you.
Well, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I appreciate it. Philip, Missouri.
Hello, Sean.
Hey,
Love your show.
Thank you, Philip.
I've been waiting to tell you about this for several weeks, but in Kansas City, Missouri, we have a mayor. He's a Democrat, Mayor Quentin Lucas. Now, we're going to have the World Soccer Games here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
He's been fighting the bar owners to stay open 24 hours to facilitate the soccer games, and finally, with a big fight, he approved it. So the bars will stay open and the restaurants, but there's a clause that he put in there that any store, gas station store, or any convenience store that sells the little bottles of alcohol, and this is an oxymoron, any little bottles of alcohol, they cannot sell during the games because he wants to reduce crime. That's an oxymoron.
Yes, it is. I mean, these are the dumbest people among us, Philip. They really
are. They are.
They are the dumbest.
I had to tell you about it because I know it's not Chicago, but these Democrat mayors, this is how they operate.
Hey, now, Philip, listen to this. We got a bust-out thief town. I mean, you believe me when I tell you, you don't want to go near it. And that nobody makes any money. The honest people are starving. The services suck. And the bimbo who works for the village paid with the credit card from the village to fly a helicopter so that her daughter could take a picture and fly with a helicopter for prom. I mean, so remember, no matter how bad it is in Missouri, it ain't Illinois, Stan. Thank you, babe. 312-642-5600.
This is the Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.